But yeah, y'all, I guess I'll talk a little bit more about it. I ain't been talking about it because I know God take care of it, but that ain't fair to the people though. Where we at now, by this time y'all should be able to see the people who are entrapping. Let me update my people. This is what's going on so far, thus far. There's been an epidemic going on in black neighborhoods, and we can't blame really outsiders. We can only blame ourselves. They may have introduced the game to us, but it was up to us to play the game on ourselves. So this game been going on longer than many of us been alive. It comes from slavery, and it's been a big holdback for our people. Not only has it been a big holdback, it's been keeping us in detrimental situations. It's been keeping us in poverty states, mentally, physically, and all the leads, even Bruce Lee. We've been down for a very long time, and no one, we kept blaming the other side. You can't. If you really do your study, this is what I dug in when I started reading the cause. That's what I went to. I didn't want to go, since I was already emotionally strong when it comes to my fleshly desires. There was no need for me to look for a lover. There was no need for me to look for money. But it was a need for me to look at what in the world is going on with my people. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I told y'all this before. I'm gonna tell you this one more time. I had this guy back in school. I was just so bad, and what I would do is I had a group. My group would pick on other bullies, but I was bad now. This was my bad day now. I would charge the kids, and may God forgive me for. I would charge the kids, pretty much. Let me do my homework. I take care of you. Let me copy off your tests. I take care of you. That's why God got me in high school. 'Cause I took it all the way. I had. It was like taking lunch money, bro. It was like it wasn't taking lunch money. It wasn't nothing like taking lunch. I was not bullying them, but it was like it was getting me up through the grades. Just put it that way. I didn't have to do nothing. And God got me that one time when I copied that one person's paper, and I copied her name too, and I got 2 zeros. That was the last day. I copied. That was when I retired. I retired my resume. I let it go. It was almost like Cuban Friday when they say how you get fired on your day off. My situation was something like that, bro. Like how you get 2 zeros on a test, bro. Everybody was clowning me. So that right there, that's pretty much what it was. But anyway, this one particular kid was absolutely brilliant. He was so brilliant, he was shy, very shy. And I made sure my team doubled up on protecting him. Don't let nobody touch him. Make sure he go through high school and junior high good. Make sure he's straight. Don't let nobody touch him. And there was a few kids like that, but this one particular one, I made sure that stayed safe. And no matter what, I made sure he stayed safe. And I knew where he stayed. He stayed in the neighborhood. Not this one, but it was another one somewhere else. And I knew people that stayed in the same neighborhood. So I asked the people, I said, the dude just stopped coming to school. I seen great potential in this kid. I knew this kid was gonna be a good lawyer. I'm talking about the next, I can't even say that, I can't remember his name anyway, but I knew he was gonna be great at something, a doctor, a lawyer, or something. But then all of a sudden, he stopped going to school. And I was like, this don't make no sense. Why he ain't going to school? What he didn't know is I had a group watching him like, why you not in school? Well, anyway, going down this dirt road to another black neighborhood pretty much, I realized he was still around, but he wouldn't even come outside anymore. And I was like, what is going on? I asked the people that I knew in the area, and they act like they didn't know what was going on. Well, come to find out, the people who did magic on me in that area, it was some family members that died right when this young lady did magic on me, because her family stayed over there. That same area, lo and behold, his family was related to them. I put two and two together. I said, these people putting magic on kids. And that's how they did me. They put the same trick on me. How dare you put magic on the only hope you got alive in the neighborhood like we have? How dare you even group up to torture somebody who got all the potential in the world to save you out of poverty? That's what I want to ask everybody. How dare you even consider, how can you even get out your bed and consider yourself a man or a woman when you doing this to somebody who ain't never did nothing to you, who probably is an angel? So anyway, I looked into this situation and I found out that when they put these spells on you, they got to keep you in the house. They need to make sure you stay stagnated. They gonna sabotage your cars. They gonna swap out your mailing address. They going to take your financial stability. If you have security, they gonna strip you from your security. They really want you to go to a homeless shelter. But the problem is, I investigated more deeply and thoroughly. These people would kill you on your way to a homeless shelter. If not, get the homeless shelter. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but you'll wind up missing, just put it that way. You'll wind up missing. And I found out it's detrimental for you to come outside if you are in this spell. And it is I ain't mean to say detriment, it might not even be the right word, but it is, you must come outside. You must come outside. You must mingle with people, because they want to write you off as crazy. They want to write you off as insane. They want to write you off as if you can't take care of yourself. This is the kind of spell work. This is sacrificing family. They sacrifice their own for $1. Even if it's their last bit of hope. I know people who could have went to college, could have went to pro ball. They intentionally gave these kids AIDS. Kids and AIDS. Made sure they didn't go to no pro ball. Made sure they went to the hospital. You have to do some extreme stuff to get out of this kind of black magic spell. It's antique. You have to become celibate. You have to become drug-free. You have to stand up straighter than you ever stood before. And nobody in your neighborhood and nobody could possibly in your neighborhood teach you how to stand up this straight, because you live in a poverty situation in the slums. You are debris. It is impossible for anyone to show you how to stand up straight to that degree. Because in these kind of situations, you learn how to survive. You learn how to adapt. You learn how to cope with the issues that constantly keep coming around. Well, let me show you something. It ain't the people keeping us oppressed. It's that magic trick that's keeping us oppressed. You can tell by every time. I'm gonna show y'all. I want all the blacks in the world, in America, to listen to this now. When you do a magic trick like this, it's supposed to be four women to each man. This is not a joke. I'm not saying it as in a man need to have 4 women and a man's supposed to marry 4. That ain't what I'm saying, so get your head out the gutter. I'm saying, watch the energy. Now, it drops down to, when you do this magic trick, it drops down to 3. You do this magic trick one more time, it drops down to 2. You do this magic trick one more time, it drops down to 1. And then all of a sudden, you ain't even got a woman to talk to. And now you're looking at all your friends and your neighbor woman. And then now they gone. Now you living like prison outside of prison. Not saying nothing wrong with prison. I ain't talking about, I'm not saying prisoners, but I'm just saying it's a bunch of men around a bunch of men, and it shouldn't be that way on the outside of prison. It's like force of nature trying to change a person's perception in their mindset. The evil that these kind of magic tricks do. Wherever this book is, it need to be burned up, but you probably can't burn such a book. So if I was you, I would give it to the Vatican and let it burn and let them bury it too. Free of charge. Take this devil worshiping book. That book swaps energy out. It's got an old frequency system. It works under an old frequency system that is no longer in motion no more. We are in the modern day time. That Mayberry trick is not working anymore. So what happens when you put something like that, when you do something such a degree to that nature on this new modern day time? It messes up the frequency and the whole design of the modern day times. It even affect the people that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's gonna take me a minute to really dissect this thing and really get down into this thing, because God been teaching me this. So I really wasn't able to teach it to y'all, but it's getting to the point where I can teach it to y'all. When I get through teaching this to y'all, not only is you gonna run from people that's doing this kind of trick, but you gonna target these people and get rid of this book. Because it's hurting all of us. The energy is tearing us all up. But anyway, I seen this kid. This kid was great. This kid had the potential to be anything in the world, and I made sure my soldiers guard that kid from junior high to high school. And all of a sudden, he wasn't even coming to high school no more. Good kid. A great kid. I copied all his test work. I made sure I copied his test work. He got me from 7th grade to the 10th grade. The dude was awesome. And the deal was he not get jumped on and I passed my tests. That was my old day now. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Well, anyway, I found out they put this magic trick on this boy. And I did some research and I said, well, what happened? What about his sexual desires? What about his human nature? And everybody that I asked that was around the way in that little town that he was from, act like they didn't hear what I said. So I did my own research. They would go get him naked books. They would make sure he get to watch, the P word. Actually sit. I got you. Actually remodifying them. Actually remodifying their minds. Reconstructing the way they think. I'm telling y'all, and you do not want to hear the rest of the story. Because guess what? Guess who that person gonna wind up sleeping with and being with, since he is no longer able to come outside no more? Torture from hell, hell on earth, for $1. How dare y'all? Shame of y'all. It ain't worth it. I ain't never been that desperate for money. When I was in the mud, I was standing on my feet in the mud. I ain't never been on my knees in no mud. I done went plenty of days without food. So much so that I don't even have to eat no more. Got so many poisonous plates. I went on here and ate the poisonous plates so much to the poisonous plates built up the acidity in my stomach to the point where it went on here and helped me instead of hurt me. You better know it. And you can't run from this, because everybody be a part of this. The legal system. I did deeper, more thorough research. Everybody's a part of this. The streets, the legal system. You go somewhere and they see you, they mark your tag, they'll knock you off. They'll knock you off. You try to drive I was finna drive somewhere in my truck right before they crashed it down. And I seen the clowns talking with my physical eyes. They said, we gonna follow. I was gonna drive off to Florida. I gave my destination, I gave my whereabouts of where I was gonna go on purpose, just so I can monitor who was actually following me. And that's when I realized it was my own family. It's sad, y'all. It's more than sad. Because I was the kind of person who helped my family. I was the kind of person who protected my family. It was because of me and my brother in the streets that my sisters didn't get dealt with the wrong way in the streets. Because believe me, they was plotting in the streets always. My brother was murdered. The same person, the same people who murdered my brother, somehow, some way, is involved in my same situation today. Isn't that amazing? They attacked my whole gang. If they didn't attack us by killing us, they attacked us with drugs. If they didn't attack us with drugs, they attacked us with dirty women or dirty men, depending if it was a woman or a man in my group. Gave them diseases they probably couldn't get rid of. This been going on for so long, I didn't even know what was going on. All the way back in my school days, if not when I came out of my mama's womb. A planned sacrifice. You can't go nowhere when they unalive you to this degree. You can't move. I kept asking questions, I kept asking God, what happened to dude? And Lord knows, he showed me better than he could tell me. And that's the truth. You can't go nowhere. They change your mail. They reroute your mail. You can't go call, you go call help, you go call for help, you go to the laws to get help, they gonna lock you up. You gonna get out of jail and think it was a mistake, and you gonna go call for help again and they gonna lock you up again. And then that second time they lock you up, they gonna warn you. You come in here again, you going to prison for life. For a crime you didn't even commit. This group organization shit. How do I know this? How would I know this? This right here, I had to do my own research. And you know what even hurt me even more to the core? This is going on in a lot of hoods. This is what kept us crippled. Family sacrificing family members for $1. And it's so perverse to the point where the community itself feel like it have to be that way just to keep money floating around. That's from what I studied. This is old from slavery. My grandparents probably taught it to my parents, but they regret it. They regret it. They trying to fix it right now on the spiritual side. I guess if I was to have to guess, it was something they probably felt like they had to do because of slavery at the time, and they felt like they just had to do this just to survive. But it is no reason today for us to be doing this and living like this to survive. It's so bad to the point that the other nationality completely took their hands off of us and just watch us take our own lives. You can't run, and when you finally do get somewhere, you better thank God. Because they tracking. They put stuff in your wall. They put cameras in your wall that move around. They put heat-seeking devices in your walls. Melt your paint off your walls. They put poison in your paint so when you sleep at night, you can't breathe. You gotta wake up hawking every morning just to get out of that, get it out your chest. torture every day and night, every day of your life. Imagine that. That's why I gotta thank God for my ancestors. I gotta thank God for God. I gotta thank God for my ancestors, because they the one kept me alive. Because you know what? I want to tell everybody this today. One of my main goals in my life, one of my biggest dreams in my life, I done accomplished all my dreams. One of my main goals and my main dreams that seemed like it was gonna be impossible was to find out what the hell was going on with my people. And he put me right where I need to be to see that dream come into fruition. They put you in a situation that they rape your women. They force your women to be locked down by organizations. It is almost impossible to have a family. These women can't get $1 unless they do what these organizations tell them to do. Oh, now I'm getting down. But yet I still ain't wearing no frown. I've been going through this since I first came around. I didn't know it till 2020. God said, go watch tarot. I never watched tarot in my life. I read the energy in it though. Because I wasn't looking for a woman. I wasn't looking for money. I was looking for a solution to a problem that's been in all our lives for too long. And I found it. But anyway, this spell is old and outdated. And that's why a lot of major arcanas is here, because it's got to be stopped. It ain't going to work no more. You can't swap the old energy with new energy. It's like trying to swap out a 90 computer with a 2020 computer. You can't do it. And expecting the 1990 computer to do the same thing as the 2020 computer to do. It ain't going to happen. So how do you know this is true? You can tell this is true by the IQ of the people who keep using it. This thing done broke people down young and old. The signs is right in front of you. I heard Liam say earlier online, which was a beautiful message. She said she took the wrong turn and she seen a lot of people that were stagnated and stuck. They are stuck and they are stagnated. The problem is they need to learn why they stagnated. You gotta let God see the justice before justice can take place. God know what's going on, but he wanna see you acknowledge it. He wanna see you stand up in it. He wanna see you face it. Own up to it. And then sit back and observe and watch God see to it that everything get fixed the right way. And you'll watch these people start decomposing and start disintegrating and going away one by one. They pay people that look just like us to fool us, but really work for them. So when she said that, she said, I seen a bunch of people on the street corners. You know what's sad about those street corners, honey? Is the fact that some of them ain't winos. Some of them are not drunks and some of them are not drug addicts. That's the big question right there. Why are they in that situation in the first place? So we can keep saying, okay, it's the family. I would say that. I want to say that. I want to leave and run right now, but this is my purpose. And I'm solving my purpose before I move anywhere. Unless God say otherwise. And it's getting solved. My ancestors taking care of everybody. But it's because they've been sacrificed by their own families. Some sacrifices, they need for you to die. But some sacrifices, they need for you to stay alive. Because some sacrifices are connected to inheritance. Way more money than you can even think about. Some sacrifices are connected to inheritance. They need those people to stay alive. They just need those people to be dysfunctional. They need those people to be broken. They need those people to be crippled. They need those people. So this is the fight, black people. This is the fight we're supposed to be fighting as a whole right now, as a unity. This is the challenge. We fight this challenge together. We beat this challenge together. We finally complete a challenge together, and then we got unity. You'll find curses be lifted off of us just from solving this one problem. But it's gonna take unity to solve this problem. Because it's a lot of people eating off of that inheritance, and they don't just look like us. That's the problem. Amen.